Hi everyone. Today in this video I am going to solve some examples on Leibniz theorem. So without wasting our time, let us move to the white board. Examples on Leibniz rule. Find the nth derivative of x cube into e raised to ax, x cube into e raised to ax. So we know that to find the differentiation of product terms, we can use Leibniz rule. So Leibniz rule is used to find the nth derivative of product of two terms. In such cases, we can write one of the term as u and another term as p. And remember, if x raised to m, where m is a positive integer, is one of the factor, then taking v is equal to x raised to m, and then simplify the process by taking the nth derivative of the remaining term. So in this case, x raised to 3, where 3 is a positive integer, means we can write this term as v and the remaining term as u. Then, so write down here, let u is equal to e raised to ax and v is equal to x raised to 3. In case of product of two terms, if one of the term is of the form x raised to m, where m is a positive integer, then you can choose x raised to m as v and the remaining term as u. Now we have to find the nth derivative of this u. We have to find the nth derivative of u. We know that the nth derivative of e raised to ax, I will write here, nth derivative of d raised to n divided by dx raised to n of e raised to ax is equal to a raised to n into e raised to ax. We have already studied the nth derivative of some standard functions, where e raised to ax is also one of the standard functions. So we can use the nth derivative. So what is the nth derivative of u? The nth derivative of u is un is equal to the nth derivative of e raised to ax is a raised to n into e raised to ax. Okay, now we have to use the Leibniz rule. So what is the Leibniz rule? By Leibniz theorem, I will write here, by Leibniz theorem, what is Leibniz theorem? I will write the Leibniz theorem as d raised to n divided by dx raised to n of u into v is equal to n c naught un into v. If you write first term, then you can continue the second term. So first term means nc naught starts with nc naught. Write down the nth derivative of un and write down the first term of this v. So then nc naught, next continue, you can write it as nc1. Now un, here you can write in the decreasing order un minus 1, and v we can write its differentiation, that is v1. Okay, plus next term is nc1 is over, next you can write nc2, un minus 1, you can less one more, you can write it as un minus 2, and increasing the differentiation of v1, that is v2, like this. continue in the same way, and at last what you will get, NCN, the value of u goes on decreasing. So here we can write it as at last you will get u only, and the value of v goes on increasing means we can write it as vn. So this is the Leibniz rule. So in this case I will write nth derivative of d raised to n divided by dx raised to n of x cube into e raised to ax. So here I will write e raised to ax into x cube. Okay, first nc naught as it is. Then what is the value of un? The value of this un means nth derivative of e raised to ax. I have written here nth derivative of e raised to ax is equal to, that is a raised to n, then e raised to ax into v. And what is the value of v? V value is equal to x cube plus. So this much is sufficient. Then you can write the next terms. nc naught is over. Next you can write nc1 a raised to n. Next term you can write it as a raised to n minus 1 into e raised to ax into differentiation of this x cube. Differentiation of this x cube. What is differentiation of x cube? Differentiation of x cube is 3x square. Okay, then plus. Now nc1 is over. Next term is nc2 a raised to n minus 1. Next you can write it as a raised to n minus 2 e raised to ax as it is. Next, what is differentiation of this 3x square? Differentiation of 3x square is equal to, that is 6x plus. Now nc2 is over. Next term is nc3 a raised to n minus 2. You can write it as here a raised to n minus 3 e raised to ax. What is differentiation of this next term? Differentiation of 6x is equal to 6. Next term we cannot write because we can write nc4 a raised to n minus 4 e raised to x. But what is differentiation of 6? Differentiation of 6 is equal to 0. So we can stop here only. And now, okay, this is equal to. Now what is the value of nc naught? So once again I will explain. Just you can see this, that is here I have written nc naught. Next term is nc1. Next term is nc2. Next term is nc3, nc4, and continuing. Next you can take this a raised to n. This is a raised to n, a raised to n minus 1, a raised to n minus 2, a raised to n minus 3, a raised to n minus 4, a raised to n minus 5, and so on. E raised to ax, here the term containing n is absent, so you can write as it is, that is e raised to ax, e raised to ax, e raised to ax, e raised to ax, and e raised to ax. And then what about the term x cube? That is, this is x cube, its differentiation is 3x square, its differentiation is 6x, its differentiation is 6. Next differentiation is 0, so I have not written that term. Now I will write this first term. First term is nc naught, so I will write nc naught as it is. What is nc naught value? Nc naught value is equal to 1 a raised to n e raised to ax into x cube plus. What is value of nc1? Nc1 value is n a raised to n minus 1 e raised to ax and 3x square plus. Next value is nc2. What is nc2? Nc2 value is n minus 1 divided by 2 factorial, n minus 1 divided by 2 factorial a raised to n minus 2 e raised to ax, and differentiation of 3x square is equal to 6x plus last term is nc3. nc3 we can write it as n minus 1 into n minus 2 divided by 3 factorial 3 factorial into a raised to n minus 3 e raised to ax into 6. Now you can simplify this. Next term is, first I will write this term a raised to n e raised to ax x cube as it is. So that is equal to a raised to n e raised to ax x cube as it is plus, next second term is n into a raised to n minus 1 e raised to ax into 3x square. So that is n a raised to n minus 1 e raised to ax and 3x square as it is. Next we have to write this n minus 1 divided by 2 factorial into a raised to n raised n minus 2 e raised to ax and 6x, where this 2 factorial is nothing but 2. This 2 and this 2 get cancels. Here you will get 3 only, and that term we can write it as, I will write here, plus n into n minus 1 n into n minus 1, or we can also write it as n square minus n a raised to n minus 2 e raised to ax into 3x, because 2 to get cancels. And then in the last term n minus 1 n minus 2 divided by 3 factorial a raised to n minus 3 into 6. And then here we can write it as, that is plus n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 a raised to n minus 3 e raised to ax. But what is 3 factorial? 3 factorial is nothing but 6, and this 6 get cancelled. So this is the required nth derivative of x cube into e raised to ax. Next example, find the nth derivative of x square into sine x square into sine x. So in this case the power of x is 2 and 2 is a positive integer, so you can write this term as v and the remaining term as u. So I will write let u is equal to sine x. Then what is nth derivative of sine x? The nth differentiation of sine ax plus b. What is the nth derivative of sine ax plus b? Nth derivative of sine ax plus b is a raised to n sine into bracket ax plus b plus n pi by 2. This is the nth derivative of sine ax plus b. If we compare with sine x, the value of a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 0. So therefore what is the nth derivative of sine x? By using this formula we can write a raised to n. A raised to n is nothing but 1 raised to n. Okay, then sine ax plus b itself is x plus n pi by 2. So this is nth derivative. Now by using Leibnitz theorem, by Leibnitz theorem, by Leibnitz theorem. Okay, in this case, now I will write the directly solution, that is d raised to n divided by dx raised to n of sine x into x square. This is equal to. So now I will write stepwise. First I have to write nc naught, then nth derivative of this sine x, that is sine into bracket x plus n pi by 2 into v term, that is x square, into v term, that is x square, plus. Now I will write next step here. nc naught is over, next term is nc1, then you can write sine into bracket x plus this n is replaced by next term n minus 1 into pi divided by 2. Here I have written n, next n minus 1. In next step you can write n minus 2. What is the differentiation of this x square? Differentiation of x square is 2x. Okay, plus next step, that is nc1 is over, next you can write nc2 sine into bracket x plus n minus 1, next term is n minus 2 into pi divided by 2. And what is differentiation of this 2x? Differentiation of 2x is 2. Next step you can write nc3 sine x plus n minus 3 pi divided by 2. But what is differentiation of 2? Differentiation of 2 is 0, so we can stop here only. Now our duty is to write down the value for nc naught. We know that what is the value for nc naught? Nc naught value is 1. We can write only nc naught value, that is equal to nc naught value is 1. Next sine x plus n pi by 2 n pi by 2 into x square. Okay, plus next, what is the value of this nc1? nc1 value is equal to nc1 value is equal to n. So I will write here, that is n into sine x plus n minus 1 into pi divided by 2 bracket complete 2x, or simply we can write it as, if you cross multiply you cannot cancel here, we 2 cannot cancel, so next term is nc2. What is the value of nc2? nc2 value is plus n into n minus 1 divided by 2 factorial into sine x plus n minus 2 pi by 2 bracket complete 2. And here this 2 and this 2 factorial is nothing but 2 get cancelled. The remaining term itself is the required solution. So I will not write here solution, just I will erase this. This 2 factorial get cancelled and this is 2 get cancelled. So this is the required solution. Next example, find the nth derivative of x cube into cos x. X cube into cos x. So in this case, this is u and this x cube is nothing but v. Okay, now I will write u is equal to cos x. Now first write down the nth derivative of u, that is un. And what is the nth derivative of u? Cos x. Its differentiation is, nth differentiation is, you have to compare with we know that d raised to n divided by dx raised to n of cos ax plus b is equal to, that is similar to sin x, that is a raised to n cos ax plus b plus n pi by 2. This is the nth derivative of cos x, and therefore by using this formula just you have to write down the value for a and b. So by using this formula, what is the nth derivative of cos x? A raised to n. A raised to n is 1 raised to n. I will leave. Then cos into bracket ax plus b is nothing but x plus n pi by 2, bracket complete. So this is nth derivative. And now by using Leibniz theorem, so now I will write directly, that is d raised to n divided by dx raised to n of x cube into cos x is equal to, so first I will write nc naught, then next nth term of cos x nth term is cos into bracket x plus n pi by 2 into x cube, first term is x cube. Okay, this is equal to, next plus term nc1, next term you can write cos into bracket x plus, next in place of n write down n minus 1, decreasing order, divided by 2. And what is differentiation of this x cube? Differentiation of x cube is 3x square. Next plus nc2 cos x plus, in place of n minus 1 you can write n minus 2 pi divided by 2. And what is differentiation of this 3x square? Differentiation of 3x square is 6x plus nc3 cos into bracket x plus, in place of n minus 2 now you can write n minus 3 into pi divided by 2. And what is differentiation of 6x? Differentiation of 6x is 6, and therefore next differentiation of 6 is equal to 0, so we can stop here only. Now just write down the values. So these values are, next step, so this is equal to nc0 value is n. I will write this nc0 value is equal to 0, nc0 value is 1, nc0 value is 1. I will leave that. Then next term is x cube into cos into bracket x plus n pi by 2. So please remember the value of nc0 value is equal to 1. Next plus in case of second one, what is value of nc1? nc1 value is n. Then write down the remaining terms, that is cos into bracket x plus n minus 1 into pi divided by 2, 3x square. Next plus next term nc2. What is nc2 value? nc2 value is n into n minus 1 divided by 2 factorial, and then cos into bracket x plus n minus 2 into pi divided by 2 into pi divided by 2. Next term is 6x, but here this 2 factorial is nothing but 2 and this 6 means 2 get cancels, we are left with 3. Next step is last step, that is plus. What is the value of nc3? nc3 value is n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 divided by 3 factorial cos into bracket x plus n minus 3 into pi divided by 2 bracket complete 6. But here 3 factorial is nothing but 6. 3 factorial is nothing but 6 and this 6 get cancels. So write down the remaining terms. So remaining terms just I will write here only. This 2 factorial get cancels and in place of this 6 we are left with only 3. This is 3x and this 3 factorial get cancelled and this 6 get cancelled. So this is the required solution. This is the last step.